Hello, welcome to the channel. It is I, Chris with a K. I hope everyone's well. So, Sasha has already been painted, along with many other people at the Thetford protests, as a thug. Now, bear in mind, it was a handful of people, like literally a handful, and they were all young people from council estates. It wasn't the majority. But the media doing what the media does best is to twist and invert things. But going back to Sasha's story, I think it's fair to say that there is another side to this story, as there is always another side to stories. Because I've been in contact with Sasha and I have asked her whether she would like to share her side of the story. So what you're about to hear is Sasha's own account of what happened that night, which raises some rather serious questions as to what the police are doing in Thetford and surrounding areas. Sasha says that she wasn't attacking anybody, she was just standing there like everybody else. And then out of nowhere the police put their hands on her, she ends up on the ground, injured, bruised, under arrest, and wondering what the hell was going on. She says the officers repeatedly threatened her with arrest, custody, then offered to de-arrest her on a condition that she refused to accept. And this isn't simply an argument over what was said. There are allegations of physical force, injury, an arm being forced behind her back despite having had surgery, and then the police trying to impose restrictions on where she can and cannot go afterwards. So, while one version of Sasha has already been presented to the public, this is Sasha's version. Her account, her explanation, and her response to how she feels that she's been portrayed. The question is simple. Did the public get the full story? Let's hear what Sasha has to say.
I was with the group and I don't know what happened. All I felt was someone pushed my chest really hard, and I've got issues. So obviously I've had breast cancer, I've had a mastectomy, things don't work like they used to, can't move my arm, and 1 minute I was standing there and the next minute I was on the floor with a whole heap of old bill on top of me, arresting me for a public order offence. I thought that's what they were doing, for them to tell me they were going to de-arrest me, but I had to agree to leave Thetford. But because I wouldn't bow down and say the words they wanted me to, they must have threatened me about 10 times, constant. You're going to custody. Alright, you're not. You're going to custody. Alright, you're not. The video of me doesn't look good for them, because I actually didn't do anything other than stand there. That's it. I wasn't chanting, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't hear anything about people to get back until I was being pushed, and didn't get pushed once, I got pushed twice. And obviously I then started pointing to say, don't put your hands on me, and that's when the second push come, and then before I knew it, they were dragging me through. That was it, and I was being arrested like I'm some big bad criminal, but I'm not. They put their hands on me. That's what started stuff what was going on. I didn't touch anybody. They manhandled me, throwing me on the floor, piling on top of me, ripping my thumbnail off, then telling me, oh, it's only a little bit of blood. Well, do you know what? People have got photos. They made sure they took them. I've got photos. I've still got my thumbnail with my nail attached to it underneath. The nail that I had to pull off because what was still attached was hurting me. So when I got home and I was on the phone to my daughter on a video call, I literally sat in my car and pulled it off. So I got the condition of them to de-arrest me was I had to agree I was going to leave Thetford and be escorted out of town, and they followed me almost to Santam Downham, and then they turned round. Had they have followed me any further, I'd have definitely given them some wild goose chase, because that's not following me out of Thetford, that was following me like they were following me home. Yeah, the police are a joke. They kept trying to get my arm up behind my back, but because I've had surgery, I can't use my arm like the other one, so I don't have the movement anymore. And yeah, they picked me up by my arms and stuff as well. I've got a couple of bruises and obviously missing a thumbnail. Yeah, it's a bit of a joke really, absolutely insane. It was the police who looked like thugs. I don't think anybody else looked like that. They caused that. They're the aggravators. They do things to cause a stir and create some uproar so then they can make their arrest, get their numbers up. That's how I see it. Doesn't matter whether someone had done anything or not. They didn't care. In the words that they said to my daughter was, they don't give a fuck. So after I got arrested, not last night, the night before, basically they've given me bail conditions, or it's not bail conditions, caution conditions, we'll say what it is. I'm not allowed any gathering related to protests, and I'm not allowed within 100 metres of a HMO. But if they give me a list of where they all are, how do I know where they are? So they can put their restriction on me all they want, unless they're going to give me a list of all the HMOs. I can't necessarily avoid them and be within away at 100 metres, so they can stick that up their arse. And I don't know what made them think they could go round putting their hands on people that haven't done anything. No different to them pepper spraying the lady in her mobility scooter. What, they think she can just stick it in reverse and do a 180 to get out of there? No, she can't. It's a mobility scooter. She's not likely to run off, is she? It was just absolute insanity, showing their true colours and their brutality. That's what everybody screams about right there. That. What happened that night? They abused their powers, as far as I'm concerned, and there's a few in there that should be struck off. We all know how their policing system works. They will condemn the people that are worried for their children, their families, the elderly, but the police's actions are okay because they're the police. They're tyrants. They're two-tier tyrants. They're a disgrace.
Oh, and before I forget, if you genuinely don't think that the police are capable of just being brutes, I'm sure those who follow the channel are aware of this, but for those who don't, we're going to play a little game now, okay? I'm going to show you a clip. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to show you a clip, and there's an old gentleman standing in front of a bus for a protest. Two police, they go to the gentleman. Let's play a game as to what you think the police are going to do. If you think they're going to have a quiet word with him and ask him to move on, then I want you to give the video a like. If you think that the police are going to be really brutish with him and possibly cause injury, then I want you to give the video, if it lets you, a hype. Okay, so let's play and we'll see what the results are at the end. Okay, bye for now.